It hasn't even been a month since the entire H3H3 debacle between him and Pearl. Hasn't even been a month since then. But she is continuing to show how unintelligent she truly is. And I love it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy WattsTV, man, and today we are back with yet another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Pearl being on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Before we get into it, please do me a favor. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel. Lets me know that you are rocking with the content. And while you're at it, please do me a favor. Follow me on my social media at WattsTV94. That is my TikTok, Twitter, and my Instagram. And also do me a favor and join the Discord. A link to that will be in the description down below. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it.
Welcome back to Piers
Oh,
Morgan
this is going to be good.
Davis has racked up a legion of online followers and plenty of breathless newspaper coverage by sharing her incendiary views on modern feminism. The New York Post called her the female Andrew Tate. So she tapped into genuine female pushback to the excesses of wokery, or is she just an attention seeker? We'll find out in a moment. But
It's the latter.
first, let's take a look at the clip that sent her viral.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for
What the fuck is this dress that she has on? I'm sorry. Yo, I try my best not to be petty. But Pearl, you have money now. You have your money, you have daddy's money. Get a fucking stylist. For the love of God. Are you in the Amish country? Like what dress is this?
this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So I understand the complaint.
No, men don't complain about that shit. What, guys, please let me know in the comments down below. What man do you know of, or do you complain about this yourself? Have you ever heard anybody say, can't find no virgins out here, man. I need to find somebody that's pure, even though I'm not. No one says this.
Joins me now alongside political journalist Ava Santini, who was nodding furiously along there to everything she heard. Right, Pearl, you've be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Tate. It depends what we're talking about, but overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young men.
Okay, look, you're talking about women predominantly, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well,
Great question.
What happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure
Only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. Where is she getting this statistic from?
out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true. If you look it up.
At the time.
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say, but, you know, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
What's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make...
Here we go again. Men are 80 to 90% of the military. Men have to work the most dangerous and hardest jobs. So why should women have the right to vote? It's such a stupid argument. Pearl, no taxation without representation. This applies to you as well. Let me ask you a question. Why would you want to live in a country where you are forced to pay taxes, but in turn you have no say in who is running your government? Why? This is literally one of the things our founding fathers fought for. Now, yes, I know women got the right to vote way later down the line. But this now applies to you as well. If I'm paying taxes in this country, I'm going to want to say, some sort of say. Now, whether you think voting matters or not, whatever, that's a different conversation that we can have if you would like. I could care less. But seriously, why would you want to live in a country like that?
Make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal. Do 50% of the hard jobs. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay,
I'm not
on
explaining
specifically
selective
on the
service again.
vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Bruh, that's
Well,
what I'm
because
saying.
again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped.
That was so stupid, I genuinely don't know how to respond to it. I dead ass, I really don't know how to respond to that.
I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Ava, your mouth
She
seems...
doesn't think it's good for a family to have two. Let's move on.
to have dropped
No,
about
do you know what it's
know,
sort of
I
like?
know,
No, it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, you know, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
But they just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean, at
Allegedly?
the time, well, at
What
the
do you
time
mean
that-
allegedly?
At the time that you're talking
She means
about, you know,
allegedly.
women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they
often couldn't
were.
write.
Yes, they
So
were. That's
actually,
incorrect. The first
okay,
female
what year are we
property, the
talking
first
about?
female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea.
The first female property was in the 1600s. Now, when Pearl throws a fact out like this, what do you do? Guys, you should know this. I have been reacting to some of Pearl's content, and I've been reacting to the dumb shit that she's been spewing. When Pearl throws a fact out like this, what do you do? Google. So this story is coming from National Park Service. Betsy, aka Betty, Love Allen's story is joyfully significant but also painfully disconcerting. The ruling of a Mississippi State Supreme Court case in 1837 in favor of a Chickasaw woman, Betsy Love, sounds like it should be a cause for celebration, and it is partly after all subsequent passing of the Mississippi Married Women's Property Act of 1839 set the standard for American women being able to control their own property. Mississippi was the first state to make such a ruling. See, it's really not hard. All you have to do is Google.
That women couldn't work and couldn't.
so sorry, but that will be inherited
No, the
property.
first the first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And
Wait, god damn it. Hold on, time out. Both of them are wrong. I did a lot more research for you guys. I'm not going to get into the entire thing because it's a long story. If you guys want to look it up, please do so for yourselves. So if we are strictly talking about the US, if we are strictly talking about the United States, Betsy Love was most definitely, for sure, the first woman to legally own property in the United States. She lived in Chickasaw Nation, which basically is now Mississippi. She came from a wealthy family that owned slaves. So apparently in the Chickasaw tribe, property was owned by the women of said tribe. So because of their customs, she won property in the Mississippi Women's Property Act of 1839. And I don't know if you guys assume this, but she was obviously half white, half Chickasaw. But yes, if we are strictly talking about the US, both of them are wrong.
was that inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made.
It
She was.
wasn't.
No, yes, it was.
It was self-made. As you can see, I did a little research just to prove Pearl wrong. That's all you have to do is just do a little research. She was self-made. She came from wealth. Her family came from wealth. Her family owned slaves. They were wealthy people.
Yes, it
and
was.
She never inherited land.
Yes, she did not
They're both
inherit
wrong.
What law
it.
permitted that?
What?
What law permitted that?
Well, there was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in history.
Let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, you know, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute.
Okay.
You know, your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
Well, I care about
hang
women
on,
too.
I haven't
Care
made
about
the
women
point
too.
yet.
God damn, let the woman talk. This is one of Pearl's faults. Like, she really needs to work on actually letting people talk. This is wild. And then she'll tell other people, "Don't cut me off. Don't cut." This is literally all that she does. She just keeps cutting people off. It fucking frustrates me.
Because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote, how is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again, men do all of
the
the
feminists are
Well,
saying.
then okay, I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open, they're hiring, because I don't equate for I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. So
Can we stop acting like women do not contribute to this society? So, this was a quick Google. This is coming from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. For the nation as a whole, the labor force participation rate for women was 56.8% in 2022. The age groups of 25 to 34 years, 35 to 44 years, and 45 to 54 years all had participation rates above 75.0%, with 25 to 34 years having the highest, which was 77.6%. So what does that tell you? That tells you, by Pearl's logic, if all of these women just stop working, our country would be screwed. Our economy would be down the crapper. Like, we would be screwed. I don't understand this notion or where she's getting this from, that women do not contribute to our society because they don't do the dangerous jobs. I'm a man. I don't have a dangerous job. I work at a desk. I work at a desk. That's all I do. And also, since I work at a desk, should I have the right to vote since I don't have a dangerous job?
No, listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely not.
Woo! Damn. Woo! I'm not physically built for that, but you might be. She just said, "Bitch, you telling me to do this? You the one that's built like a man." Hey, Pearl, this is payback. This is payback. This is what you get for calling all these women whales and shit. This is your own payback. I'm enjoying it. Damn. Woo!
No, but you said you were
Petty.
Wow.
You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think
But
that
I don't have
can
more
do
strength.
those
I don't have
jobs.
more strength than
But
the
I'm not
average
going to take
man.
your right away to
I don't
do
have
it.
I don't have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be equal.
You want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be.
There's more to that, but whatever.
Feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage.
That's probably the only accurate statistic that she's going to give this entire video. It's like it's 40 to 50, but it's acceptable. That's the only accurate statistic that she has given thus far.
Why is that all down to the women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
Why
But
feminists
you asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish
Yeah.
that first? So I'm saying, you know, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
But doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
What do you...
Ethan brought up the same point. God damn.
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually.
Wait, go back to this.
I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't.
I bet it's like, ooh. Yo, I'll probably be making this face too, because I mean, she's right. She's right. And everybody, so many other people have made this point as well. This is one of the things that is wrong with just Pearly Things and the shit that she spews out of her mouth, because you cannot say all of these things, but in turn not practice it either. You cannot talk about how women just aren't virgins and blah, blah, blah. They have these high body counts when you are also not a virgin.
You know, and that's a fair complaint. I wish I was, but you know, we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think.
Hang on. Okay, if I may, at some stage jump in. Isn't the whole point of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely.
So she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't.
You might not like them.
But I'm here to challenge
But isn't she
them.
exercising her right as a... Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, you know, I wouldn't. Don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No, because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you. There is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineering
I would actually love to see
the same thing over and over again.
There is a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists. Go do it. And me, I'm
doing the same job that I'm doing right now.
When you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live.
Yes, guys, the vows that we're supposed to live by, the abuse, the cheating, all of that. You stick through it, okay? I don't care if he's beating you to a bloody pulp. You stick through that shit because you took vows, all right? Marriage is serious.
You know you can keep them.
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And
But I say wild shit? This woman said, F your happiness. She said it doesn't. Happiness? This is about the children. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. I hope Piers asked her this question. What about the married couples who don't have children? Then what? Then can they leave if the marriage is going south? Or do you just stick through it? Your happiness doesn't matter. I don't care if you're going to be a better person if you leave this marriage. You need to stick in it because you took vows. Sheesh.
problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency, so I think that if a
What? She has a point?
going to look after her children in divorce, that's
This man is
absolutely
not.
fine. I also believe in your right.
I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm getting annoyed by Piers because he's not pushing back on Pearl at all. Like He's not even contributing to this conversation much at all.
Speak your mind about it. What I don't understand.
I'd like to
what
say,
I don't
even
understand.
before the 1920s,
Do you know what I mean?
women could speak openly. This idea that
Jesus
like women
Christ.
couldn't talk the last 500 years. There have been women
I know,
throughout
but the American
history
state
that have
education
been-
system has
that
failed before, and it's failing now.
There have been women throughout history that have read, written, and been very influential in society.
Okay.
So this idea like women could never do it.
Do you know
don't
what
believe it.
I don't understand though is when it gets spiteful, okay? Because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeps into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have
Are they
abortions,
fat?
you say that
Are
they
they
have
fat?
STDs. You know,
I mean, the question is, are they fat? Yes or no?
why pass
The
that kind
average
of
American
judgment?
woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively.
Is that true? Okay, turns out that statistic is actually true. Okay, I'll give that one to you. I'm sorry. Every time she brings up a statistic, I have to look at it. I have to. You can't just take her
let's
word.
be honest. We now celebrate morbid obesity as some kind of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So actually, on that point again,
I'm not gonna say I
there's a
disagree.
bit of truth in
And this
that.
is the problem. This is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive?
Well,
It's
To an extent, yes. Yes, we have.
nonsense.
We're not talking about morbid obese. I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee.
wasn't.
I mean, like, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live.
But here's the thing. She will throw these insults at other women, but when people insult her, she gets so butthurt. This is one of the reasons why I constantly insult Pearl. This is one of the reasons, because she's a hypocrite. She can dish it out, but she can't take it. If you are willing to insult someone, you need to be able to take the insults as well.
In reality, we don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just objective facts.
Okay, I'm going to have to
And
objectively.
she insulted me first. They always do.
I'm going to have to objectively end the debate, but it was an interesting conversation. I think we should get you two back together as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much, Pearl. Thank you, Ava.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed because I expected Piers Morgan to basically push back a little more, but he didn't really do much in this conversation. He kind of just sat back and asked a few questions and let those two just debate, I guess. But also the other chick was not I would not pick her again to debate somebody like Pearl. But yeah, Pearl is still obviously very unintelligent. This is quite obvious, and I showed you guys firsthand. All you have to do is Google. You don't have to just say random shit. You don't have to come up with random facts and figures. You don't have to pull old statistics that are no longer applicable. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is just Google and get information from credible sources. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's easy. And if you do that, you're already smarter than Pearl. Look at that. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you agree with anything that Pearl said? Dear God, I hope not. Please let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Really helps me out with the channel, like I said before. Join the Discord, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.